Okay, it's done. There's the meat. Here's an onion skin that I'll remove. And everything's cooked, and this has been 6 hours. So even though I set it for 8, it's ready now at 6 hours. So it looks really good. So we're gonna taste it now. Hi there, everyone. It's been a gorgeous day outside today. I've spent time in my backyard, in my front yard, just getting my garden ready, which is tilling it over and over. I started it months ago, but it rains and then I dig a little more, and it takes a lot of work, and it's fun to be outside on a beautiful day. But I went through my freezer and I said, I've got to start using some meat that I have in my freezer. So I found some beef ribs, and I've made ribs and beans, and it's really good. So I'm going to start this video off by tasting it first. It has a lot of goodies in it, and it's so wonderful. Even though it's nice outside, it's still nice to have soup. Soup never goes out of style for any season, so let's give it a try. Really good. It's a very hearty soup. So delicious. So if you have anything in the freezer that you want to make use of before you start buying more and more meat, it's good to use what you have. So I'm doing this in a crock pot. I seared and braised the meat on the stove and sauteed the vegetables, and then I put everything in the crock pot. I set it for 8 hours, but it's been 6 hours and it's done. So I hope you give this a try and let me know how it turns out. Thank you so much for watching. This is the next morning after I have soaked my beans. They've absorbed all the water. I'm going to season my ribs, and I'm going to pour myself a cup of coffee before I do anything. So what we're going to do now is we're going to cut up our onion, celery, carrots, and we're going to season our meat with salt and pepper, smoked paprika, and a little bit of garlic powder. I'm going to wait and do the garlic powder last, and I'm going to cut up the veggies and saute them first, and then I'm going to cook the meat. Okay, now we're going to braise these. Okay, after you braise these, you're going to set them in the bottom of your crock pot. Okay, you want to saute these till they're softened, probably about 5 minutes. Now I'm going to add the garlic powder, probably about a 1/4 teaspoon. Okay, so after your veggies are nice and sauteed, you're going to add like 3 ounces of tomato paste, which is half of a small little can. The small can is 6 ounces. And then I'm going to add a cup of red wine. You can use any kind of red wine you want. And we want to cook that out. We're going to mix all of this together till everything's combined. Then we're going to pour it over the ribs. You can add your beef broth now, or after you get it in the crock pot. I'm going to add some now. You're going to cook this for a good 3 minutes to kind of cook some of the alcohol out. I'm going to put some thyme in, and I'm putting about a half a teaspoon of thyme, and then I want to add a little more salt and pepper. And of course this is going to be to taste. Okay, we're going to pick some rosemary. Okay, once you put your sauce in your crock pot, you're going to add a couple of sprigs of rosemary. If you don't have fresh rosemary, you can just add some dried, and I'm going to add some water to this, probably about a cup. Okay, so here's our water. This is 2.5 cups. I did add about a cup of beef broth to the sauce prior, so now I'm going to set this for the 8-hour time frame. I almost forgot one of the main ingredients. We have to add the beans in. Using Great Northern beans. You can use any kind of beans you want though. There's no particular type that you have to use. And I'm putting about 2 cups of these beans in here. I don't want to put too many beans in. I'm going to add a little more water as well.